Hey guys, today we're reviewing the Tier 4 German tank destroyer, the Hetzer. I use either the 75mm L48 or the 105mm L28 gun on this thing. It leads up to the Stug 3G, which is also very fast, maneuverable, and packs a punchy gun. For consumables, I use the manual fire extinguisher, the first aid kit, and the repair kit. For ammunition, for the 75mm L48, I use this configuration, and for the 105mm L28, I carry 4 rounds of heat and 16 rounds of HE. I don't use armor piercing ammo at all, as I find it's not as effective. So we're in Armor Inspector now, and as you can see, it's got very strong armor at the front, 16mm, and it actually has spaced armor on the gun mantlet. But the side and rear armor is terrible, 8mm at the rear and 20mm on the sides. Tanks at Tier 4 and below, and probably even Tier 1s maybe, can easily penetrate the sides and rear with ease. So you really have to be careful exposing your sides and rear to the enemy, because they can easily hit you and damage you. Speaking of that, the traverse rate is really quite good. So if you have an enemy trying to circle around you, trying to get a side shot of you at you at close range, you can turn around and destroy him. So yeah, this is a Tier 5 match on Copperfield. I'm loading HE instead of heat. It loads heat by default because it's 1 slot ahead of HE, which is kind of annoying. You have to watch out for that, otherwise you're going to be spending a lot of credits trying to, unaware that you're firing premium. I've got an SU-85 with me, which is nice. I find you can actually do quite well in Tier 5 matches with the Hetzer. So, spot a T-34, put a shot into him, only doing 99 damage. Spot this Hetzer. I load heat, but he pulled back before I can put a shot into him. I see that the SU-85 has dealt with the T-34, so I go ahead and go after the Hetzer. I see us turning around, so I load normal high explosive ammunition, which is adequate. He kind of angles, but I still do 202 damage, which is really quite good. I try to ram him, but he starts reversing, so I didn't do any damage. But I still finished him off with my high explosive ammunition. I load heat for this M3 Lee. And doing nearly 350 damage, which is really good. I think the SU-85 just shot him there, and I see this Hetzer. I think he's using the standard gun. I switched to heat to hit his lower glacis, which is less angled than the upper glacis, so making it weaker. And I finish him off with my normal, my high explosive ammunition. I go off the M3 Lee, which we see there, because my teammates are dealing with the T1 Heavy. Probably not going to get the kill on the T1 Heavy, but I am with the M3 Lee. I finish him off, getting 3 kills, doing the most damage on my team, getting the most kills in a Tier 4 tank destroyer in a Tier 5 match, doing nearly 1200 damage, which is really good. And this is a Tier 4 match on the desert map using the 105mm L28 gun. The 75mm L48 gun. I find that the 75mm gun is more. It's kind of more accurate, and it's a normal tank gun. It's not like a howitzer, like the 105mm, because it's accurate. It does average damage quite well. It's not derp at all. It is quite an excellent gun. This Panzer 38 is shooting me from above me, so he can hit my top armor of 8mm, which is terrible. So that explains why he was able to damage me frontally. Yeah. Trying to find a tank. I'm trying to signal to my team that I really need support back here, but they're all camping like a bunch of noobs at the back. Can't really blame them though. It's quite a low tier gameplay, so don't expect any teamwork. Loading HE for the Panzer 38T. I think that penetrated. Ramming, doing 2 damage. Shouldn't have done that. Should have stayed back. However, it was done, so I switched to AP to fire at an AFK Hetzer. I think that shot hit. T-28 think he's hidden from me, but he's not, so I sniped at his rear. And we spot the Hetzer again. I think he had a camo net, which would explain why he got unspotted. And there's only 2 tanks left on the enemy team. There's Hetzer and a DW2. I see Hetzer's got its rear to me, so I load high explosive. Unfortunately, it hit its track, so it only did 70 damage. I think he hasn't upgraded his engine yet, so his traverse rate is quite slow. Hit him, but a teammate finishes him off. So now I'm trying to find the DW2. I suspect he must be on this flank, because I've been on the other flank the entire match. I didn't see him once, so I'm heading over there. So overall, the Hetzer is really quite an excellent machine. It's very fast, very manoeuvrable. It's got a very punchy gun, good frontal armor, and it's really quite a fun tank to play. It plays in the same style as the Stug, which comes after this. Yeah, it's very nice. And you can see there's T-18 there, which is in a failed platoon with the other Hetzer. Really don't like failed platoons. They kind of, it's not the point of platoons, you know, it's kind of annoying. So I head up this hill to see if the DW2 is up here. He really could be up here. I recently had a match where an enemy was hiding at the corner of the hill, and I didn't head up here, and I got sniped in the ass by him, which really wasn't pleasant. So yeah, always remember to check up here. And this T-46 has spotted the DW2. I'm giving him some support. Looks like he's having some trouble dealing with the DW2's armor. DW2 just shot the T-18. I become quite foolish here and decide to ram him with his heavy armor, and yeah, that didn't fare well for me. Put a shot into him, but the other Hetzer finished him off. So that was not a bad game. 2 kills, almost 1500 damage. You'll see later on. Got 2nd class mastery badge, Confederate, Sniper, and Spartan. So the Hetzer is really quite an excellent tank destroyer. I really suggest you try the German tank destroyer line out. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.